Hi, my name is Nick. Welcome to my channel, Unpolished Recovery. I am in recovery myself, and I want to tell you my story about how I tried everything and nothing worked until I found God. I grew up in what you would consider a lower class family out in the middle of nowhere in northern Minnesota. I didn't have the best childhood growing up. We had what we needed, but I didn't have very much love or support from my family. I would be what you would call an independent child. I had to learn how to do everything myself in order to survive. Uh, but nothing really too traumatic or stressful besides that happened in my life. High school is where I started drinking, and I realized that it was probably a problem back then because once I started, I couldn't stop. When all of my friends were done, I was still looking for more. College was pretty much the same way. Um, I went through one marriage where alcohol was most likely the primary reason for the divorce. Went through a second marriage. Alcohol was the primary reason for divorce. I didn't learn my lesson through those. I went to treatment 3 times before I went the fourth time and finally found what worked for me. Those first 3 times, I went for everyone else. I wasn't there for myself. I was there for other people. They made the calls. They brought me to treatment. They wanted me to be there. I did not want to be there. But, most alcoholics and addicts have this superpower of manipulation and always finding a way out of something. So, of course, I played the perfect student, but I didn't know at the time that not only was I lying to everybody else in my life in the treatment facilities, I was lying to myself. I just completely blew it, I guess. I did what they told me to do to the best of my ability. Everybody said that I was doing so great. And I just let them believe that. I didn't do anything for myself. It was always to make my family happy, to make the counselors and the therapists happy. Needless to say that each time I went to one of those treatment facilities where I did detox, PHP, IOP, it didn't take very long for me to start drinking again after I got out. Um, in fact, on the third time, I actually relapsed in sober living within about 2 weeks after getting out of the rehab facility. But then came the fourth time. Um, I had recently just finished going through my second divorce. I was going down a very dark path. I got my first DUI, my only DUI, thankfully. And none of that really slapped me back into reality. But one Wednesday afternoon, I remember sitting in my tiny little apartment all by myself, missing work for, I don't know, the fourth day in a row because I had missed Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and something just hit me that I needed to change and I had to do it quickly. I couldn't go on anymore like that. So then I actually called a treatment facility. I thought I was calling a treatment facility in Tampa, Florida, but it turns out I ended up in Lake Worth Beach, Florida, which is the exact opposite side of the state. But while I was there, I was quiet to myself, thinking, and I came across a Bible that I had packed with the few belongings that I had actually packed, and I opened it up and I started reading it, and I read through it, the Old Testament, the New Testament, in about maybe a little over 2 weeks, and it completely changed my life. I realized what had been missing my entire life, which was God. And ever since I gave all of my faults, all of my burdens, everything, after I gave it to God, my life drastically changed. I felt at peace for the first time in as long as I can remember. It was amazing. I would always worry about the past, all the stupid things I had done, all the people I had hurt. I would always worry about what was going to happen tomorrow. And for the first time, I started worrying about now. Everything that I had missed prior to that, it just blew my mind. Everything was always right in front of my face, but I was so busy being locked up by my past and what was going to happen in the future. I just completely left out the present. And in finding God and continuing to read the Bible, continuing to attend services, whether in person or online, I grow closer every day to God. And I think that has been the pivotal moment in my recovery journey. Ever since then, I'm 220 days sober today, I think. Something like that. I'm just thankful for every day. I don't think I'll ever be one of those people who brags about how much time that I have, because all that matters is I'm sober right now and focus on what I can control and give up on all of those things that you can't control. Yeah, so it took me 4 times. I like to say 4.5 because I did relapse in my last treatment facility 2 weeks into PHP. But then I went back to detox and then did PHP at another facility and then came back into the IOP again. And now I'm in a sober living. Um, I'm happy. I know it's not the most ideal thing to me for me to be doing right now, but it's what's necessary. It's what I need to do. I just wanted to kind of give you a brief overview. I intend to dive deeper into what worked for me in future videos, kind of issue by issue, like lack of spirituality, lack of self love, just all of those things, like my triggers that caused me to relapse because I was never truthfully forthcoming about how I really felt. I was always worried about what other people thought of me and how other people thought about me. But now I still worry about everybody else, but in a good way. I just want to be kind, loving. That's why I'm starting this channel, because I really hope that, I can at least reach one person, because that would make all of this worth it. So, if you want to see what happens with this channel, click subscribe. Um, as you can see, I don't have a fancy studio. I couldn't find a quiet place in my sober living, so I came to a park that was nearby and set up my camera and tripod, and here I am. But just know that you can beat your addiction, whether it's drugs, alcohol, pornography, gambling, eating, anything. It's possible. And I believe that the key to that success is surrendering to God. and giving him all of your burdens and following him faithfully, truthfully, and lovingly, well, here it is for video one. Hopefully they get better in the future, and I hope you stick around to follow my journey and my struggles. And with that, I'll see you guys later.